Today, I'm going to walk you through making your first professional template in PitchFlick. We're going to make an email signature that you could use yourself or honestly throughout your entire organization if you'd like. And you can make minor adjustments to the animations and do whatever you want with it. But if you follow along, we can at least get a base template started. So I'm going to start off by changing the size of this template to be 600 wide. I'm gonna make it pretty narrow. I think 100, maybe less than that actually, probably 75. Pick the color here. And I'm gonna start adding things. So I wanna have a few text elements and definitely a image here in the middle that we're gonna use as the logo. The text over here, we're gonna move it over to the left. And I'm gonna make it white just to go with the style of my logo. I really like this Pacifico style here. So this is going to be like your name. We want to start naming these things that we're putting on here, these different elements. So this is going to be called logo. This one we're going to call name. Okay, and what I want to do is I'm going to have three things. The name is always going to be there with the logo in the middle. And then I want to have like your title drop down and come in here. And then your phone number will drop in. And then your email address will drop in. So we'll have three text elements. Let me actually, I wanted to kind of copy the style of the name. So we're actually going to copy this and move it up here. Slide it over. It's pretty good. And we're going to call this one title. All right, we got three here. I want to call this one title. We're kind of naming it in two places, but that's okay. This one's going to be number. This one's going to be called email. All right, so if I go to the number one, we're going to change this to say number. If I go to the email one, your email. All three of them are stacked on top of each other right now. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to leave the title right there because that's where it's going to start. We're going to have everything else at like 150. All right, we're going to actually move that one up to 150 as well because this is going to be a very simple setup here. Okay, so we have all the elements that we're going to want. We have the name, we have the logo in the middle, we have our title, number, and email all kind of hiding at the top here. First, I want the title to come down. So in the first 0.5 seconds of this GIF, I want the title to come down to 50. It'll hang out there until about 2 seconds in. That gives it a whole second and a half to just chill. And I think we're gonna just hit add checkpoint here. It means that we're not changing any values. We're just keeping it basically between 0.5 seconds and 2 seconds. It's just gonna sit right there in the middle of the canvas. And then over the next half second, it's going to drop down to -50. Let's take a look at that real quick. So we have this, there it is, then it drops away. Okay, I like that. I want to do the same thing for number, except that number we want to start right at 2 seconds. And notice how I can just double click on the timeline and it added the checkpoint right there. At 2 seconds, it is going to be right there. It's not going to move. But at 2.5 seconds, it is going to drop down to 50. And then so that was at 2.5 seconds. We want it to be visible for a second and a half. So 2.5 plus 1.5 is 4. We'll just add the checkpoint. All right. And then over half a second, it is going to drop down. All right, let's take a look at that. So we've got the title dropping in, hanging out for a second and a half, then the number dropping in, Perfect. We're going to need to make this template a little bit longer. How much longer are we going to need? We're going to need a second and a half beyond 4.5 seconds. So that's 6 seconds. And then it's going to need to drop away. I think we're going to need 6.5 seconds for this whole thing. There we go. All right. So now we're going to go to email and we're going to do the same thing. At 4 seconds, it's just chilling there. At 4.5 seconds, it is dropping down to 50. And then it hangs out until 6 seconds in, and we just add a checkpoint there, and then at 6.5 all the way at the end, it's going to drop down to -50. Okay. Oh, it's looking good. All right, let's hit play. In fact, I'm going to even turn the looper on. We've got your title dropping in, we've got your number dropping in, then we've got your email dropping in, and it drops out, and it just restarts from there. I like it. It's looking good. There's one little thing I'd like to change, and that is I want to make this logo do some things at this little loop here. So every time that stuff, I just want to make it a little bit more fun. So every time something drops in, the logo is just going to do a 360-degree flip. We'll just add a checkpoint there. $520, right? No, $720. Oh man. Have to remember the skateboarding days here. Add a checkpoint here, and then we're at 4.5. Ooh, that would be 1080. And then go all the way here. Add that checkpoint. And then all the way at the end, we need to add another 360, which is 1440. Perfect. All right, let's deselect that. Well, first of all, you can see we got a whole scroll bar of a bunch of things, but basically, every other checkpoint, we're just rotating 360 degrees. Let's play it from the start, see what happens here. That's kind of fun. There you go. There's your template. You could definitely tweak a few things here. It looks like, right there at the end, that animation going into the, looping into the next animation maybe isn't super clean. But, there's all kinds of things that you could do to tweak this and improve it. But you've got a good base signature here. Definitely a unique signature that's going to draw someone's eye to it. I think it's great. You can even, in later videos, I'll show you how to use the Gmail extension that allow you to add hyperlinks to your GIF. So, we're adding an email to this GIF template. Maybe you can add a hyperlink to immediately have a mail to when they click on this GIF, or add a hyperlink to your website when they click on this signature. These are all things that can be done through PitchFlick, and we'll talk about that in later videos. But for now, you can hit save, and it'll be there on your dashboard. You can share this with your organization or whoever, and everyone can have very templatized and branded signatures to use. Thanks. Catch you in the next one.